Louisiana Beer Reviews 12, Miller Genuine Draft. Miller Genuine Draft was introduced in 1985 by Miller Brewing Company, but it was originally known as Miller High Life Genuine Draft, and then in 1986 it was rolled out nationally, and the name was soon changed to Miller Genuine Draft. This is an interesting beer because it is identical to Miller High Life in the recipe. It has the same alcohol level, 4.7%, has the same calories, 143, same protein, same carbohydrates, same everything. It's made with the exact same ingredients. But there's one key difference. Whereas Miller High Life is pasteurized, heat pasteurized to preserve the beer, Miller Genuine Draft is cold filtered. And the reason behind this was that Miller Brewing Company wanted to produce a beer that was draft style. You know, if you've had Miller High Life on draft, you probably agree with me that it's better. Most beer really is better on draft. It's fresh, but it doesn't keep. But they wanted to make a draft beer that would not spoil and could be in a bottle or a can and on the shelf for a while in the store. So they invented the cold filtering process, which uses a ceramic filter. The beer is forced through there. It's cold filtered 4 times, and it is a draft beer in a bottle. Here's a 1996 Miller Genuine Draft bottle, and this is when they were really playing up the MGD moniker. MGD, the nickname. Here's a later bottle, probably from about 2004. You can see that it has the same color scheme as Miller High Life, the red and gold color scheme, but MGD or Miller Genuine Draft has a black highlight or a black basis to it. Here's a modern bottle. I just bought this yesterday, and it says fresh from the tap taste. Well, it's not fresh from the tap because it's in a bottle, of course, but it is draft beer, and it's also kosher, and don't think that was the case on the earlier bottles. Yeah, it is kosher. So Beer Advocate gives it a D. Rate Beer doesn't like it. The Beer and Me doesn't like it. In the past I gave it a B rating. I want to be open-minded today and give it a fair rating, whether it's good or bad, whatever. So let's get started. Popping it open here. Don't see any smoke. Yesterday I opened one, it had a lot. Oh, there it is. I don't know if you can see it. There's the smoke. Give it a nice good pour. At one time, and look at the bubbles, very carbonated, clear beer. It's clear. It's I would say a yellowish golden appearance, very clear, highly filtered. Like I said, it's filtered 4 times, and that ceramic filter. Give it a smell here. You get that odd Miller High Life cooked vegetable smell, and I don't know how to describe it. I saw someone else use that term years ago, and when I first started drinking Miller High Life in 1996, and also this, I didn't like it at first, but now I would say that unusual, unique smell is not a bad odor, bad aroma. It's just different. It's peculiar in some way, and I guess it must be the corn that's making it have that odor. It's made with corn adjunct, barley malt, hops, water, and yeast. So it's a basic recipe. It's nothing elaborate here. Miller did put a lot of effort into this Miller Genuine Draft variant, And if you remember, in the early 90s, it really promoted it. It was all over TV. There were a lot of knockoff brands of this. Ham's Genuine Draft, Schlitz Genuine Draft, Pabst Genuine Draft, many of those. Most of those have died out. Coors made Coors Genuine Gold, Coors Extra Gold, I mean. Anheuser-Busch, interestingly, never got into the cold filtering deal. I guess they thought it was going to be a fad, which I think it has turned out to be a fad, because MGD is not given any kind of real advertising attention anymore. It's been relegated to the sideline for sure in Louisiana. It's sold in stores. I bought this in a 6-pack. I saw it in an 18-pack of bottles. And the last video I made referring to Miller High Life, I remarked that Miller High Life Light was no longer made. That was a mistake. I realized that as soon as I said it. Miller Genuine Draft Light is no longer made. It was replaced with the MGD 64. Okay, which you do see some ads for that, but not. I haven't really seen that in the last year. They pushed that hard. I see the MGD 64 in a lot of gas stations and beer stores, but you don't see the genuine draft, the regular genuine draft, really anymore, except in a grocery store. In the Midwest, it's still pretty popular, I noticed, but around here, it's just not. It does have, I guess, a niche following, because you do see it in the store. It hasn't been discontinued. Now, I don't know if Miller has given up on the product, but it's just not given too much attention anymore. Anyway, smelling it again, yeah, you get that cooked vegetable smell, that odd smell. Now, let's give it the taste test. You have a little hoppier underbody with the genuine draft than you have with the Miller High Life pasteurized version. And I suppose the pasteurization in some way alters the taste, which is what they're trying to avoid with the cold filtering. I can't really decide which one I like better. With the genuine draft, you get a little more bitterness. I can't say it's a more full body beer. The mouthfeel is fairly light and watery. Maybe it's light to medium and watery. It finishes very crisp and refreshing, of course. It's an American style lager. You see the head didn't stay around really. So you get a stereotypical American style lager beer taste, but you do get the back taste with that bitterness, that hop bitterness, which is not really strong. They say it's a D. The average score is a D on Beer Advocate. I gave it a B, and I'm going to stick with a B minus like I gave it. It's good. It's not really good or very good. But it's a good beer, and I think it would go well at a dinner party. This is a respectable premium. It's positioned at the premium price level. I bought the 6-pack for about I think it was $5.69 before tax. I would recommend drinking MGD with seafood, boiled seafood, spicy boiled seafood, spicy Mexican food, fried seafood. This is a good steak and potatoes with gravy type of drink. So it's a solid American beer. What is the future for Miller Genuine Draft? I don't know. It's certainly gone down as far as the prominence of the beer. It used to compete directly with Budweiser. It seems like Miller High Life, which had kind of been put on the sub-premium level, has kind of roared back as sort of a value-priced alternative, slightly cheaper alternative to Budweiser. You've seen the commercials with the delivery fellas on there. Why, I don't know what Miller plans for this beer, but anyway, I would recommend, if you haven't tried it, I would recommend giving it a chance. You're probably not going to see it in a bar or on tap or anything. But if you go to the grocery store and buy it, I think you'll probably like it. I don't know how you're going to react to that strange vegetable component that it has, that feature that it has, but well, I like it. It's pretty good. I like to have it from time to time. I'm not a huge fan of it. About once a year, I get a 6-pack and drink it. That seems to do the trick. Well, this is the end of the review, and I just want to say, y'all, come on down to New Orleans.